This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of This Might Get Weird. And I poured myself a drink because guess what, guys? We are recording this at 6:36 p.m.
It might as well be 10 p.m.
I've slept for 4 hours.
I know,
and I'm at East Coast time. And what I did, on which Grace knows, is I rarely leave my neighborhood. And today I went over to the West Coast, as they call it.
Yeah.
An hour and 45 minutes to get home.
Yeah.
That is a full movie.
It's soul crushing.
Soul crushing.
Yeah, that's not even two of our podcasts back to back to listen to. And we know you love listening to your own voice in your car.
Listen, it's my favorite. No, I could not believe it. And I thought, you know what? Instead of matitude, I'm going to have gratitude.
Hey.
And my gratitude was that I'm not a person who has to do this every day.
Exactly. Yeah, it is truly mind numbing. I went to the dentist.
Speaking of numbing.
Truly, I gotta, I have a situation that
tell me everything.
Need to talk about, I guess.
Because say it slowly because I got nothing to say today.
It's a developing situation. So I went to the dentist this afternoon, and all you guys, that a couple weeks ago went to the dentist, had a cavity filled and came and recorded a podcast and was still a bit numb from that dental appointment. Well, I was having sensitivity in the same area. So I told my dentist about it, and they were like, okay, there might have been like a pocket that didn't get totally filled before we sealed the cavity.
That's a thing that can happen?
I guess so. So they were like, come back and we'll redo your cavity for free. And I was like, okay, that sounds fine by me. It's like just sensitive enough that when I eat crunchy treats, which are my absolute favorite types of treats, like pretzels, it has a little like ping, like
hate it.
Oh, like it's hitting like a little nerve or
like
something.
Like a tiny miner has his little pickaxe.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just so subtle that it puts you on guard. So I've been chewing on the right side of my face like a baseball player chewing tobacco for the last few weeks. So,
which also, that's tough because then you don't want to go all former Bethany Frankel and have like one jaw that's stronger than the other. Yeah. You know what I mean?
My
and be
profile
lopsided.
On this side is snatched, but the other side, we'll see. So I go this afternoon. The dentist is so nice. She's like this younger woman. I think she's younger than me. And the dentist assistant, another younger woman, that they're very like cool, chill.
Cool dentist? That's sick.
And she did my cavity before, and she was like, I'll redo it for free. So they do it this afternoon, but it's funny because this is the first time they've just like been talking to each other the whole time while I'm just getting my cavity filled.
Was it hot goss?
They were talking about like the last time they went to Disney World.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were listening to their podcast?
Yeah, basically. And I was just like, wow, they're having like a kind of awkwardly personal conversation because they were talking like friends, but not close friends. They're talking like work friends talk to each other. And they were talking about, I guess she had to work for some other doctor the other week and that like didn't go well or something. There's a little bit of office goss that got like touched on that got moved. Anyway, they did the cavity super quick. It's awesome. Thank God you were running late because the numbing has only just started, like fully worn off, like me driving here to record. But as I was driving here, I was eating my favorite snacks, some pretzels in the car.
You love a car salty snack.
And I think it was the wrong tooth.
Stop it.
I think it's the tooth in front of it that has the issue. Because I've been to the dentist so many times in the last few months.
You've been to the dentist more in 6 months than I've been in 41 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not bragging.
They schedule my cleanings like every 3 or 4 months. And so I went in for
3 or 4 months you get cleanings?
Well, now I'm doing like 6 months, but they recommend, they upsell me and I buy and I shouldn't.
I say, I'll see you next leap year.
I know. You have boundaries. I'm just like, that sounds great.
I don't have boundaries. I have gum disease. Okay.
But I literally, so when I went in for my cleaning a couple weeks ago, which started the conversation about how I have this little bit of sensitivity happening in the area where I had my cavity filled last, I was like, I think it's the tooth in front of it though. And she told me, she's like, well, you have a crown on that tooth. So
did you know that?
I did know that, but they also told me, they were like, and you didn't get that crown done here. But I have been going to this dentist since 2014. They have the records. I was like, I'm pretty sure I did. They're like, no, because they have a graph of your mouth, and the blue colors are the ones that they've done work on, and the green ones like were a previous work by someone else.
We need a little artist signature on the crown.
I cannot for the life of me ever remember going to a dentist in Los Angeles before this dentist.
Did you ever have an emergency crown situation? Because
Yes.
sometimes the crown will pop out and they get it randomly done in a city they don't live in.
When we were in Australia doing shows for No Filter.
You got an Australian crown?
No, my crown popped out. And I had to just keep an empty like area. I like talked to my dentist, and then when I came back to LA, they filled it for me. But that was the one that was like a temporary crown that kept like falling out. And so I was like, I have a memory of going to this dentist and like 10 years ago getting this crown and it being a really like awkward situation to get it, but the temporary crown would fall off. And so it was like, I don't know if this is faulty dental work or I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. So now cut to like 10 years later and I'm like, there's something wrong with this crown maybe. And they're like, you didn't get that done here. And I'm like, did you guys just keep that up? This is my crazy paranoid brain.
Okay.
It is feasible that I totally forget that I got it done in New York or something
Right.
like that. But anyway, I now have this sensitivity happening again. That they just refilled my cavity for free. Like they numbed me, scraped out my cavity, put a new cavity in there for free. And now I'm like, it's the
So
fucking
you got to go.
crown.
Now let me
But I don't know how. Like now I'm like, fuck.
Is that a new cavity?
Do I just have to wait for this dentist to leave this office and then I'll go back?
No, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about going on ZocDoc?
Whoa.
Stay tuned for an ad read later.
Honestly, I might have to if I need to find a new dentist office because I'm too ashamed to show my face
Yeah,
and
are
be
you
like,
just-
it's the other tooth.
Are you just going because you're just loyal? Because it seems
Yeah,
like
it's
you've
one
had
of-
some problems.
Lately, it's been great. They gave me a mouth guard that rules, and my night grinding has been handled in a good way. And they've been really great. It's only the one time years and years ago that I remember it being a little like questionable of like, is this good treatment or not? I'd have nothing to compare it to otherwise. I did go to it during the pandemic, one other dentist office that I did find on ZocDoc, and it was great for its convenience in my house, but it wasn't as like a well-oiled machine as this other dentist office
Okay.
is. So I went back to this dentist office. So now I don't know how to approach them of like, you gave me a free cavity, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But it's the other tooth and it's so subtle.
So are the Ninja Creamies really?
I don't know, man.
For those of you who hate crispy R's, welcome to the
coming in.
Ninja Creamy. Okay, twofold. That's going to segue me here because you've been posting creamy recipes to our Patreon.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite so far? And oh God, what was the other one?
Brain fog.
Can you tell that I landed at LAX at 2 a.m. last night, got 5 hours of sleep, and I already just did someone else's podcast today?
Insane.
I feel crazy. Okay, well, just tell me the best flavor.
Okay, so far I've made this banana one that I talked about that's really good. But the one I've been waiting to make that I haven't done yet because I've been waiting for cream cheese pudding flavor to get delivered to my house because I ordered
cream cheese pudding flavor?
Yeah, pudding that's like cheesecake flavor rather.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
cheesecake flavor. Because I want to do a strawberry cheesecake.
That's cute.
That's like actual strawberries.
Very springtime.
And some graham cracker crust situation
Okay.
in there maybe. But I've been doing
Maybe
this.
just sprinkle the graham cracker on top.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing the bananas and pecans in the
Very
banana ice cream.
divisive pronunciation.
Yeah, it is. It's delicious, but I've moved a little bit away from the creamy. I just got into the other recipe I posted on our Patreon, brownie balls, but they're not really made from.
I saw it. I saw your dates.
It's dates.
Your cocoa
it's
powder.
It's viral on TikTok. It's all over the place. At least what I see.
Like a little energy ball.
I guess so. Yeah, because you can there's protein powder in them. They're really great once you realize they're not brownies. That they're just like dates that are kind of chocolatey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a lovely little adventure. I
mean, I have the cookbook coming out, and you're in your kitchen era.
Yeah, but it's like a suburban dream kitchen is what the kind of cooking that I'm doing, where it's like, give me a machine to put something in and let it do something.
Yeah, set it and forget it. Yes. Ron Popeil, who I eulogized for years when he was still alive.
Yeah.
Speaking of cooking, though, I saw you did a Instagram reel that I loved. today where you were, instead of rotting, you're calling it crock potting.
Crock potting.
I love that.
Yeah, because it's rotting. It's rotting, but with purpose. You're marinating.
Well,
you're slow cooking.
I decided to make a crock pot meal tomorrow just because of it.
What are you making?
Well, I was listening. I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it on the way home. You're real. And I was like, oh, I got to make something delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Some type of, veggies with like half a like roast for Chip. I don't know. I'm all of a sudden hitting a crock pot phase when it's about to be summer. It's like 80 degrees outside.
80 degrees. Can I debut for you and the listeners and viewers a new button I've added to our button mix here?
I'm nervous, but I'm into it.
Well, first, let me play. We got the remixed version of Critter Corner, which I think is appropriate because I'm wearing my Jackie and Shadow merch today that I got from the Friends of Big Bear Valley.
I'm going to hear about these eagles for the rest of my damn life.
Yeah, well, I found out H. Alan Scott.
Yes, our friend.
He's obsessed with them too. He's been watching them every day.
Of
he
course.
tells me the babies have less than a month before they fly away.
So soak it up, bitch.
I didn't even know that. They look crazy right now. They look like big furry chickens.
I love it.
It's crazy. But okay, here's our updated Critter Corner courtesy of Teresa Walsh.
It is Critter Corner, y'all. It is Critter Corner, y'all.
What? This is our new critter. Oh, by the way, the raccoons are using our garden tools.
It is Critter Corner, y'all.
This is our new Critter Corner. Fun.
Okay, well, because speaking of that, Chip had people over to watch Survivor or something because he's very social when I'm not here.
Which we have to talk about eventually.
Yes, but he's very social when I'm not here. All of a sudden I'll be like, oh, forgot. People are coming over. I'm making a meatloaf. I'll be like, okay, I love it. I love it so much. But he said that Larry went out to pee and started fully howling. And he came back here and there's a big ass boy, raccoon walking on the edge of our...
Really?
And he took a pic. I wanted footage of Larry going ham.
Same, yeah. Because they've moved on from our house. At least
That's huge news.
They're not on the cameras. They're not like Brock did at one point. I think crawl in the tunnel system that they might have on the bushes next to our house. Because I couldn't find him and I called his name and then he just popped his head out of the bushes. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing up there?"
Well, let me ask you: do you think his presence is what scared them off?
Yeah.
Because it's they're not dealing with like sweet old lady Goose.
No, I think they got very comfortable in between the dog when we were dogless, and because they're big boys, they're huge, and so it even though it was like kind of cute, it was also kind of terrifying that these massive things were just in the bushes next to our house.
Of course.
But so Brock ran up there apparently, and he came back down and he was like unfazed. So I was like, did they abandon like the tunnels that they've created?
So now there's just a mole system that Brock is gonna...
There's like an old camp that they might have been at.
Just Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, but
Brock's going under?
Coyotes are out in numbers in our neighborhood. That's the issue we have now.
Would they ever fuck with Brock though?
He barks at them all the time. And so that's why it's impossible to we have to be like, "Thank you, Brock. Thank you." Instead of like screaming at the dogs because he can't figure out the difference between that dog and a dog on a leash.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So it's, we have to not overreact to the coyotes that walk through our driveway like at least twice a week.
Beans would literally be a pig in a blanket.
Yeah, exactly. Like, thank God.
One hors d'oeuvre.
Yes, she would be one mini pizza for them.
A side of spicy mustard, please.
Have you ever been to a dentist who wants to chat with you while they're literally cleaning your teeth? Or a therapist who only has openings in the middle of your workday? What about a dermatologist who brings up your cosmetic issues before you do? Ugh, gross. We do not want that. Well, I'm here to tell you, you do not have to settle anymore when it comes to finding the right doctor. With ZocDoc, you got options, baby. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. When I tell you how many appointments I've booked for the next day. I want to get my teeth cleaned, book it for the next day. I've got a weird rash and I want to go to an allergist, book it the next day. It is so fast and so easy, and we're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care, urgent care, OBGYN, and all of the stuff. Plus, you can filter for doctors who actually take your insurance, are located nearby, and are a good fit for any medical need you have, and are highly rated by verified patients, okay? I don't even go to a restaurant without checking out reviews from real people. Why would I go to a doctor without doing the same thing? Most appointments are made through ZocDoc fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. So you can even score same-day appointments. What the heck are you waiting for? Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/weird to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/weird. ZocDoc.com/weird.
Okay, but here is the other button.
Oh, right.
That this is for if we want to talk about something that we can't really understand, something that's a little weird. Okay.
Oh my God.
Whoa! Oh God! Wait, want to hear it one more time?
Hold on. And go.
Whoa! Oh God!
I still don't know. Listen,
You were literally moved by a spirit of something.
look, sometimes I start the sentence before I know what the sentence is.
Yeah.
But in that particular moment, I got stuck. That is perfect. Do I have anything that matches that noise?
Oh.
Let me see.
Well, we left off on cliffhangers last week.
Right.
That I don't want people to feel that we are doing what we might normally do, which is forget about something we said we wouldn't forget about.
Well, my cliffhangers, I wouldn't even call them cliffhangers. One is like a question I would pose. So let me pull up the facts.
Okay.
There was... I'm going to just make that noise again. There was a fun-loving man.
Okay.
Listen, I was trying to pull up the article fast, and that was the first intro line I saw of it. There was a fun-loving man. His name is Paul in England, where I consider most of the fun-loving men to live.
Yeah, they're jovial.
Yeah. So he joked once that he wanted his coffin to look like a giant Snickers,
Wow.
and the family granted his wish.
Wow.
And they got but what I love is on the side of it, it just says, "I'm nuts." But so he has a Snickers themed coffin
Wow.
with "I'm nuts" on the side, and I kind of loved that.
So he must have loved Snickers so much.
Absolutely. And every ad campaign, all the you're being a real diva, you know.
Yeah.
And then, have a bite of Snickers.
This is the darkest of those campaigns.
It is for sure. Yeah. But I kind of loved it that there's a little levity, and it's also not like, hey, God, this is dark. Hey, let me just put you in whatever pine box, whatever. It matched the personality.
Yeah.
So my question is, if you had to have a themed coffin,
Oh boy.
the
It's hard to
Snickers works
choose
well because
now.
it's kind of a similar shape.
Yeah, that's true. It's shaped almost like a candy bar,
Yeah.
but it's like, are we just wrapping these in ads, or are we trying to make a shape out of them? Like, are we adding carpentry to this situation?
I don't know if you want to add much more dimension just for the sake of
Because at what point
a proper burial.
Right. At what point does it become a mausoleum? And then
Right. Exactly. No, I think it's more his works because of the shape. Like, I think you could do like a stick of butter,
Yeah, I was gonna say like
a stapler,
a banana peel or something.
Maybe a banana.
Banana. Well, yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, it'd have to be like a banana on its side.
Unless you
I was
were
just
a
thinking of, you know, those wet floor things that they have now that are shaped like banana peels.
I love those.
Those are that's the whimsy that I want in my life.
America needs more whimsical, normal shaped objects, please.
That are teaching us, like, be careful. There's a wet floor here. Like, I've never been more cognizant that there's a wet floor over there.
Yeah, slipping on a banana peel is ingrained in everyone's brain.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Though it does make me want to get closer to it.
Me too. Makes me want to steal it.
I'm trying to think of what other rectangular shaped.
It could be like a gold bar.
Yeah, it's like a brick. That's not fun.
No. Anyway, it's just food for thought, really.
Truly. Yeah. At what point? I mean, this also just feels a bit like it's from Idiocracy too. Like
Well,
that
our
we're going to
entire-
start selling ad space on our coffins.
Well, we talked about the QR code that's on tombstones on this very podcast that shows like a memory and you know, like we'll cut to like a video and I said I would have mine be Rickrolled.
Yeah, that is great. Like, because there is, you know, this is where my understanding of the world is.
Whoa, I'm going to buckle up and grab my drink.
Well, you think about how much real estate there is to like bury people, right? And
yeah,
like
but that's going to be buried. You're not going to like, the ad space is only going to read for the
for
showing.
sure. I'm just saying, yeah, this is not for Snickers to get their eyes on the prize. I'm saying, how many more people are we going to bury in the ground before we run out of real estate to do that? You know,
that's a fucked up question.
Isn't that crazy? But you're like, you have to think about like surface space and that like, at what point do we say everyone's got to get cremated?
I mean, I prefer it.
Me too.
But I think it's
ground or cremation?
Cremation.
Yeah, me too.
But I think it is maybe certain religions that's like blasphemous.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Side note, another kind of dark thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way home from traffic. I'm in someone pulls in front of me to go the turn lane and just blocks me on a green light for like 45 seconds. So I honked at them, flipped a bird,
nice,
and then read their bumper sticker, which said, "If you honk at me, I'll kill myself."
Oh my God.
The only thing on the back of the car I read after I honked.
Oh my God. That's honestly.
And it was like in rainbow colors.
Oh, that's a really great bumper sticker to put on your car.
Well, you need
but
to
also
put that
you
on there if you're a timid driver.
Right.
If you're an asshole driver,
Yeah.
you're not allowed the privilege of making me feel bad.
Exactly.
But I was like, of course.
That would be what happened to you today. 100%.
Oh my God. Especially because I watched the White Lotus finale this morning.
Oh my God.
I've been because I wanted to watch it with Chip.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to come home on Sunday and shit happened. Beans had some medical emergency. I had flight issues. I've had so many flight issues in the last week. It's crazy. And did you know when I left Chicago?
Yeah. I flew out and thank God only had a 45-minute delay and that you ended up going to another
I went
airport?
to a fully different airport and a different airline.
Wild.
I traded in a Delta first class for a Southwest out of Midland, Chicago.
When you got to get somewhere, you
You
got
gotta
to
get somewhere. But anyway, I've been like, the way I have been glazed over when I open any social media to like not be reading or hearing anything until I see that it's not about White Lotus.
Yes.
Has been, I mean, that's a new type of skill that I feel like we've only unlocked recently in culture.
Yes. Yes.
Like fully, I put blinders on.
Yeah.
But now I watched it this morning. We watched it over coffee.
How'd you take it?
Here's the thing. I'm way more interested in the behind the scenes drama of Walton Goggins and Amy Lou.
That you mean in real life? Because I was going to say the drama between, I was just getting caught up on the drama between the musical composer.
Oh, I do love that drama.
I love this drama. I'll read some quotes from the article about it.
I love that drama. Here's the thing. Okay. As far as finales go, you know, whatever. I loved the storyline of the three friends and how it wrapped up.
Yeah.
Because it truly is like, if you are that close with friends, they're going to drive you crazy. Yes. You're going to be pissed. And then you're going to be like...
And things are going to fraction off in different ways.
And you're going to be like, even when I went to Hawaii a month ago, I was short with Ashley, who's been one of my best friends since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
And I texted her a week later and I was like, I still feel bad I snapped you. I'm sorry. I love you so much. She's like, don't even fucking think about it. Like, what are you talking about? We've been friends for 25 years. And I'm like, all right. But like, so I really related to that storyline. Two things that bothered me.
Okay.
One, after Walton Goggins, I will not learn anyone's names. Rick.
Yes.
Left Bangkok.
Yes.
After he has assaulted this man. First of all, I called that it was his dad.
Yeah.
Immediately. I've known that in my head since like episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
But why on earth would he return to the hotel and act like everything's hunky-dory when he knows the owner of the hotel and his henchmen are going to come after? So I feel like, in a way, I was like, you got Amy Lou killed the second you stepped back into this hotel and didn't say, we need to fucking go.
Yeah. Well, his whole character was so underdeveloped for an audience this season. I was like, all we know is that he's pissed his dad died and he's going to kill the guy that he thinks did it. But we don't know what he does in his life currently. Is he rich? Is he like,
we don't know.
Did I miss a bunch of context clues about just like who he is as a person?
We don't know. And also like when the old man who ended up, sorry, spoilers, I guess. Listen, I already did this dance. You watched it. But when the guy was like, oh, and your wife is, your mom was a slut and a liar and blah, 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 and you didn't miss anything, kid. I'm like, it would have been nice if we would have seen like a conversation between Rick and Amy Lou where he was like, my dad getting murdered fucked up my mom.
Yeah.
I grew up with like a drug addict mom because my dad was murdered. Like
there was nothing.
There was no context to why you would give a fuck so badly about someone you've never met.
And are we rooting for you? I guess all these characters are I think the thing that he likes is that you don't really want to root for them in certain ways.
Except Belinda. Except Natasha.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even her at the end where she's like, I want more money for it. And then you're like, oh, I guess you could see that as being greedy, but I don't. I think she's great. And I think she did what she should do.
The way Chip was like, I would have taken $100,000 so fast. I said, no, I was like, I would have asked for $500,000. But now knowing the context of how much she was worth, but that like pissed me off.
Which part?
Rick going back to the hotel.
Yeah, Rick's whole character pissed me off the whole time. That I was like, he is giving her nothing. And even at the end where he's like, no, I do like you. We're meant to be together. I was like, I still don't really buy this. And also,
I want to know where they met.
When he and what's his face, the best friend of his that he meets in Bangkok.
Sam Rockwell, that's all we got to call.
Yes, Sam Rockwell. When they meet up and he's like, will you help me with this? And then they get to her house for the meeting. What was the plan? They look at each other and they're like, okay, what? Like there was no plan. What did you guys talk about for these hours?
Improv. The lack of improv made me so uncomfortable. So that pissed me off. And then that said, Mike White, I love you. Please work with me. We will delete this episode if I ever get a meeting. Mark my words. Secondly, I of course had all my little conspiracy theories going of like how things were going to
who was going to die, who was going to be
how it was going to happen. And why did they have Cunty Bob, Leslie Bibb from Texas, the Republican,
Kate,
why did they have Kate, no Parker Posey, I'm only using actors' names, a Tsunami, and be like, we did that, we have a mutual friend.
I forgot that they made that connection.
Never paid off. So in my head, I was like, Leslie Bibb's going to go into town. She's going to get a call from her friend that's like, did you say you saw them? Like, did you know he's like going to be arrested? All this. And she was going to like, it was going to blow up his spot.
Yeah, that's
true. It never paid off.
That is true.
What was the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Just to show like how they both see their type of society differently.
Or like a fake thing that we get going, oh, how's that going to do something? And it never does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, like we spent so much time watching. Now we're just shitting on White Lotus. It's a great show, but this is why
White Lotus.
Of course, we like it so much that it's like you can have feelings about the way some of this stuff works out.
Well, I saw a quote from Mike White that was like, people are saying nothing's happening in this season. And he was like, that's the point. Enjoy it. I'm edging you. Don't be a bossy bottom.
He is such a sassy little guy. The dad we watched take 1,000 pills of lorazepam, and then we never got to see the family's reaction to the news about his business.
Right. We didn't get any of that payoff.
We didn't get any of their reactions other than them about to check their phones, which I guess is the edging maybe. But I was like, oh, I wanted to, like, we got all the way there. Like the whole point is to see like how, because in my mind I was like, poetically, this is the death of the family, is this news.
Oh, see, in my head I was watching it and I was like, okay, this is the first time that dad has thought, as long as I have my family, because his son just died. We have the daughter who just wants to get away and just wants peace and realizes she is materialistic. We've got Saxon who just wants empty sex and crazy shit. And now he wants a deeper learning. Meanwhile, I'm still like, Lachlan.
Yeah. What's up, bud?
He could have died.
Wait, what's up, bud? You got some weird stuff going on in your head. Because that people pleasing, where he's like, I'm just be I just a people pleaser.
Out.
I was like, oh no.
Chip, I mean, I'm bothered watching it over coffee. And Chip was just like, I got PTSD. We can't talk about this hand job anymore.
Oh.
It was crazy. But
Crazy.
I mean, listen, we got through it. Did he say this is the last season?
I don't know. I was sidetracked by the music drama that's been happening because I guess Cristobal is the name of the composer that wasn't returning for this season. And I guess the original drama was something like Mike White was going to cut one of the songs like short or something.
I heard that Cristobal did do this season, but Mike White cut the because he was like, it doesn't match Thailand.
Yeah.
And he was pissed because think about it. If you compose a song, a theme song, and it becomes like a phenomenon, like the biggest thing on TikTok, everything. And then that one thing that everyone like loved, the director's like, no, we're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to take that out.
Yeah.
That looks like it almost looks like you didn't do a good enough job when, you know, it was the director's choice.
And everyone did after the first episode. Everyone was like, oh, why aren't we screeching around our living room
like monkeys?
But this article, I guess Mike White was on the Howard Stern show today and said, I don't think he respected me. He wants people to know that he's edgy and dark. And I don't know, I watch reality TV. And it says the Survivor alum further emphasized. I love that in articles, he has to be referred to as the Survivor alum.
And Amazing Race.
So funny that it's like, he is this award-winning writer, but he will always be a Survivor alum.
It's the best.
Yeah, he said he wasn't a team player. He wanted to do it his way. And I was thrown that he would go to the New York Times to shit on me in the show 3 days before the finale. It was a bitch move.
I mean, Mike White, the gloves are off. I freaking love. It's kind of like you could win an Oscar and it'd be like, OG YouTuber Grace Helbig.
Right. But it'd be like, it would always be a YouTube or like from those Lowe's commercials or something.
Oh my God, the Lowe's girl.
Support for today's episode comes from Helix. Sleep is incredibly important to me. I am at the era now where it is something I prioritize, and if I don't get a good night's sleep, I'm a grumpy little girl going into my next day, and that's why mattresses and their effectiveness are of primary importance to me. And I have been sleeping on a Helix mattress for over a year now, and I gotta say, it is freaking fantastic. I took their quiz on their website. I was encouraged to get the Helix Sunset, which is what I did. It's got a soft feel and it's excellent, especially for side sleepers, which is what I am. And it has a pressure point relief system in it. And I gotta say, it is just so dang comfortable. I cannot believe it. I'm getting 8 hours a night, baby. And if I'm getting any less than 8, grumpy girl in the world, we don't like it. But the one thing that's really important to me, as well as supporting my side sleeping, is that she's getting hot flashes. They're getting flashier and they're getting hotter. And the Helix Sunset, along with a ton of the other Helix mattresses, are excellent for regulating your body temperature while you sleep. So not only is it incredibly comfortable, not only does it support my side sleeping, but it also keeps me cool when my body wants to just be hot, hot, hot. So if you are interested, go to helixsleep.com/weird for 20% off site-wide. Again, that is helixsleep.com/weird for 20% off site-wide. A lot of times too, with mattresses, I have to buy like a mattress topper to add extra comfort, but not with the Helix mattresses. However, they do also sell mattress toppers. So they got a little something for everyone over there. One more time, helixsleep.com/weird for 20% off site-wide. Okay, wait, this is my follow-up from last week. My cliffhanger was that I found this TikTok. Sorry, did I cut you off? Were you in the middle of something?
No,
okay.
I forgot about the cliffhangers. I love that we're like, we know White Lotus happened, but we've got some real cliffhangers. Snickers Coffins.
Snickers Coffins, think about it. neurodivergent unhinged hacks. So this TikTok from Creatrix Tiara, but a lot of people are posting the same thing of like, tell me your most neurodivergent unhinged hacks. And I'm not talking like set alarms or whatever.
That's my entire algorithm is like, I'm bored. Tell me your worst experience.
Everyone's
what celebrity
doing that.
do you think smells bad?
Everyone's doing it for engagement.
But
some of these are, I mean, there's like 30,000 comments on this TikTok. And a lot of them are actually very interesting and kind of helpful and very unhinged. The first unhinged one is wetting a sock and not changing it until you're done your task.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would sensory overload me.
Would you finish your task? I don't know if I could put myself in that. That is unhinged. I don't think I would actually succeed in my tasks.
I think I would get distracted and start cleaning tile grout with the dirty sock.
Yeah. This one's actually really helpful. Get directions to the place I'm going on my phone when I start getting ready, so the ETA updates in real time and I'm forced to reckon with how on time or late I actually am.
Because it changes in real time.
That's genius.
That's brilliant.
Some of these are a bit psychotic, but in like I've done that, I think. I pretend my ex can hack into my eyes and see exactly what I see/am doing, like a live video feed, and I need him to see that I'm doing better without him. It's excellent motivation.
That's psychotic, and I love it.
Yeah, that I'm like, yeah, I actually, I can relate to that idea of being like, what if I'm
getting being John Malkovich by the person I hate?
Right. What if the person I hate has been watching me through my eyesight camera?
What am I going to do? Just scroll on TikTok and scratch my crotch?
Just pick my
we're
nose?
gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is motivating in such a spiteful way. Yeah. The other one was, I imagine the people I hate are doing better than me. I clean, I do self-care, and I function out of spite. It's like, that's pretty great.
Listen, I do feel like as advanced as a human I am, I do operate a lot from, would I be jealous if I didn't do this?
Yeah.
And will my enemies be jealous when I do?
I feel like there's got to be its own section of psychology of like spite functions.
But healthy spite.
Right. Like motivational spite. How to that honestly, that is your course that you sell. How to turn spite into motivation.
How to be all right with spite.
Yeah. It's been a long day.
I'm not even the numbed one, and I have a speech impediment.
Okay, these two are actually really helpful. One is keep a different set of cleaning supplies under each sink, so you don't have to walk to like go get another.
That's amazing, except when we have a rental and you don't have any storage. And
This one is attach a garbage bag to your belt when you clean the house. I was like,
that's hilarious.
Very funny to walk around with a garbage bag, but like to me, I was like, that's a good one.
Just trash Santa.
Exactly. Okay, and this is the last one.
I love this.
When there's 30,000 more on TikTok. If you're frozen in bed doom scrolling, throw your phone across the room.
No.
So you either have to get up and grab it, which will like undo the paralysis of doom scrolling, or you just continue rotting without your phone, and maybe that's a little better than rotting with your phone.
We can't end on that one. That one makes me mad.
Okay, the other one makes me mad. Okay, the other one is to listen.
Throwing your phone, that's not productive. You're going to spend 2 hours in AT&T later.
The other one is to listen to the Coconut Mall soundtrack, which is...
What is that?
Coconut Mall is from Mario Kart.
Oh.
Mario Kart.
Mario?
Mario?
Do you say Mario?
I think I say Mario.
Yeah, Mario was correct.
Is it Mario or Mario?
No, Mario is some real Jersey coming out right now.
Yeah, then that's probably how I say it. Mario Kart. Mario Kart.
We've talked about Mario Kart at length on this because of the 4D viewing.
Yeah.
You do not say Mario Kart.
I say it however it comes out. It's like sometimes I say forward, sometimes I say forward, which is like a Jersey-ism a little bit.
What is the thing where you have read something wrong your whole life, like Berenstein Bears, Berenstein...
Mandala?
This is your mandala. We don't even know which way that's pronounced.
I don't know how you say that one either. Also, my God, I owe a huge apology to Quince, who I said Kinsey over and over last week, to the point that Tim called me yesterday and he goes, so did you pronounce it Kinsey?
Like a quinceañera?
instead of quince. And I was like, Tim, I know it was wrong as soon as I sent it in. I was in bed in a hotel in Chicago. I was an edible in, and I Googled and I looked at Reddit forums about how one of the hosts on Armchair Expert pronounced it wrong. And they said that she was pronouncing it like quincy instead of quince.
I said quince.
Right. Well, that's the right way to say it because it's like a fruit. This is what I've learned. Look,
because I said it on stage at the Chicago thing we went to last week.
And I was
where
like,
I was
is that how you say it?
If you send me some quince, I'll wear it on camera. But send us free shit. You guys, we just went to a podcast convention.
They know we recorded the podcast.
I know,
there.
but I don't know if they know that how much I just said. Send us free shit.
Yeah, basically. And then
but I said
just
quince.
And then I confidently mispronounced
quince.
But I Googled it. It said quince, like quinceañera. But then obviously it's quince, like the fruit that's out there. But I think, look, the brand hasn't come back to me yet and been like, what did you do? Because this seems to be, according to Reddit, like a thing that happens. But Tim told me
it's a common mispronunciation.
I don't know if it's common, but it's happened at least once. And that's the post that I saw on Reddit that confused me. Because Tim told me that quince sponsors so many podcasts that's the only reason he knows how to say it.
Because he's heard other ads.
It says it quince.
Love it.
If anything, I think it made people listen to the podcast more or listen to that ad more because it was hilariously wrong and I said it so many times.
Grace is like, listen, when we get an email from Rooster Teeth saying you have to re-record this ad,
I'll do it.
Here's
the ad. Here's the thing. I freaking love their shit. I have a blanket that I sleep under every night that I love that is elegant and wasn't too expensive.
Listen, we're not getting paid for this one.
I know we're not. This is the make good for them.
Oh my God. All I was going to say about OPI nails.
Yes.
You know the nail polish OPI?
Yes.
It's the classic. Like everyone says the best. I was thinking of it because I was seeing what nail polish colors were in.
Yeah.
And a classic that everyone does is Cajun shrimp. It's like a pink and it's called Cajun shrimp and it's like the most popular OPI color.
Okay.
And OPI is the one I gravitate towards at the nail salon because it's quality and because my stepmom used to use it.
Oh my God. I was going to say that when my stepmom took me to get my nails done, that was the
you
nail
had
polish.
to get OPI?
Yeah. Which
oh my God.
hardly ever happened, but I remember there's something attached to a stepmom for me with OPI.
Anne would, like when I'd come out to visit, Anne would take me and I'd go get like a pedicure or whatever.
Yeah.
And she would always bring her own bag of colors.
Yeah.
And they were always OPI and she was always very particular. And she like particular about everything in a good way, you know, like wants it to be quality, wants it to be good. And I've always associated OPI with good. Anyway, but I was like, Cajun shrimp is such a funny name for a popular color. And I was like, man, getting to name nail polish colors. What a fun gig.
Yeah, truly.
And then I looked up OPI and every single one of them has been named by the same woman who's the co-owner of OPI. Whoa. Susie Weiss Fishman, 62.
62, and she's the only one, co-owner, but she's the only one that names
co-founder and creative director.
Okay.
She has named every single color. And the one thing that I saw that was like pretty interesting is OPI was actually, hold on, let me pull it up. OPI was actually a dental company called Odontorium Products Inc.
Okay.
A small dental company that realized that nail artists were getting their like dental glue for acrylics.
What?
So,
was using dental glue for acrylics.
For acrylics.
Oh, interesting.
And so they totally switched and they did the acronym of their dental company and turned it into OPI nail polish.
Wow. And she won't let anyone else name them.
I mean, I don't even know how many, let me see, how many OPI colors are there?
It feels like a lot.
Yeah. It feels like a lot for sure. There's over 240.
Okay.
I feel like there's probably more than that. I feel like this is old. But if you got to name all of them,
that's very fun.
That's so fun.
That's a lot of pressure though too. But Cajun shrimp, because you want to make it kind of fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like spicy. Like, oh, I didn't expect that.
She does lots of food stuff.
Does she?
Which I appreciate.
Is there a collab that you guys could work on?
Hello. Call me Susie Weissman Fleischman. Susie Weiss Fishman. Sorry. Isn't that fun?
That's very fun.
You heard it here first. I'm going to write a movie where the lead character names
Nail polishes? Yeah, that's a fun gig. That's a specific gig that does exist.
I know.
Wow, very cool.
Anyway, not a big lore, but I just thought it was cool.
Very cool.
And especially since we were talking about your dental issues, maybe you need to get some OPI up in that shit.
I do need to get my nails done. I need to get them done and like...
Should we be nail girls again? We tried it.
I tried it, and every time I put gels on, then I would like neurotically rip them off, and then I have to spend 3 weeks of healing my nails again. So I need to get like acrylics or something.
No, I think we can just stop biting, make them stronger. You don't need to do the gels. I was with Jacqueline this past weekend.
Yeah.
And the night before she gets her nails done, you don't want to be around it. She sounded like a fucking beaver. She's just like going ham on them. And I was, for my, sensory overload, I was like, we were watching Love on the Spectrum, and I was like, you gotta fucking stop. I was like, I'm hearing you click through. The acrylic while I'm trying to watch Tanner call someone ma'am.
Oh, it's so
Have
sweet.
you watched this season?
We're a few episodes in. We got through adolescence, the other end of the spectrum.
Oh, I have not watched that.
Holy shit.
I know.
You have to watch it, but it is intense, and it took us a while to get through it. Something that you guys should watch is Me in Phoenix.
Oh my God, we have not plugged ourselves, and here we are 42 minutes in.
If you're listening to this podcast on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to be in Phoenix doing my one-woman show. Let me get this off my chest. At Stand Up Live, 7:30 p.m. on the Thursday the 10th. So come see me. And Elliot's going to be there opening for me. It's going to be really cute.
I love it. Yeah. And if you have not gotten your tickets to see me live, we'll get ready. And also, here's some fun little announcements. Okay.
Yes.
So Hair of the Dog in San Francisco, a daytime event. You can still go do other stuff. I just want to clarify, this is not a dog adoption fair. I had someone message me to be like, can I come and bring my daughter and adopt a dog? There are not going to be dogs for adoption.
Okay.
It is a hangout, meet and greet, cookbook launch, with money raised for Muttville, but also 21 Seeds, which is like one of my favorite tequilas. They do the delicious like jalapeno cucumber tequila, grapefruit rose. They are coming on. I met the CEO of it, or one of the founders of it, at South by. And so now Hair of the Dog, your ticket gets you a signed cookbook, hang out with me for a couple hours, a mimosa, $10 towards Muttville, and 21 Seeds is buying everyone there a margarita.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. So we'll also be margaritas. And one other announcement, Portland, I announced we're doing an after party. So the Powell's event is free, but if you want to RSVP and come hang out, you can check out the details on my Instagram. It's half full. So get in there, because we also have first drink on us. So they're making like 5 drinks from the cookbook. And when you come in, you can choose whatever drink you want.
That's so fun.
For free.
Oh my God.
That's a totally free event.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Sign up, everybody.
Come on, buy some tickets. Also come to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Come to Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, we got drag performances. Kansas City, we got Michelle Davis, the author of...
Fun.
I mean, she's the godfather of vegan cooking. So it'll be a really good time. It's 2 weeks away. I'm kind of freaking out, as evident by how fast I started talking.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Oh my God.
You need some sleep.
Girl, you have no friggin' idea. Also, should we go get mani-pedis this weekend in Cajun Shrimp?
Honestly, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
I'd
do
be
a little
down.
self-care.
Yeah, that sounds really nice.
Go see her in Phoenix.
Yes.
This got weird.
Yep.